Hi, everybody. Hello, Internet. Good afternoon. I'm a man named Deanna. I use he, him pronouns, and today I am going to be organizing my vintage collection of Pokemon cards. So, yeah, let's dive into it. Um, if you're seeing this stream and you've seen any of my other streams, you might be a little surprised because I've basically only streamed Pokopia up until this point. Um, but playing Pokopia for the past month or so has really revived my innate love for the Pokemon franchise. Um, I have been consuming a lot of Pokemon content, and somewhat unexpectedly, I really started seeing content about the trading card game specifically. When I was a kid, I collected Pokemon cards. I loved them. Pokemon's been a huge part of my life, like for most of the time I've been alive. I watched the anime, I played the games, collected cards. But at some point, I sort of put Pokemon down and didn't really pick it back up for a couple decades now, I guess. So the other day, I pulled my Pokemon cards out of whatever storage box I'd had them in, took a look through, um, and now I want to collect Pokemon cards again. So, I think the first step is just understanding and organizing what I've got right now. Um, all of these cards are, I think the most recent cards are from 2005. They're literally 21 years old. My Pokemon cards could all go out drinking in the US, so that's crazy to me. Um, I'm probably going to stream some Pokemon card content here and there. We'll see. But today, yeah, I'm just organizing the cards I've already got. So let me switch over to that view. Okay. So I've already ordered my first supplies. I was telling myself that like I really don't need a hobby that costs money right now, That's like the last thing I need in my life. But here we are. Um, in front of me, I've got an Ultra Pro brand binder. It's their Vivid line. It's the bright blue. It's really pretty. 9 pocket. Gonna hold 360 cards. It is zippered because I am paranoid and I right now only want binders that are going to be zippered. I might change my mind on that at some point, but for now, this is where I'm at. It's brand new, it's nice and shiny, still in the plastic. So we are going to uh, unbox this, unbag this, and load it up. Unfortunately, I've already decided that with the collections I'm planning on making, this is just not going to be big enough. But for today, we're going to put the cards that I have in here. I think it'll be really fulfilling to just see the cards that I have all in a binder together. I've also got penny sleeves. I got like 400 of these because they come in packs of 100 and they're super cheap. These are sort of the bare minimum for protecting cards. Um, some of my cards are already in sleeves, but those sleeves are as old as the cards are, and some of them are pretty beaten up and in pretty bad condition. Um, so we're gonna go through the cards, take them out of their old sleeves, put them in the new penny sleeves, um, and then we're gonna organize them into the binder. That's the plan. So let's, I guess let's start by opening up the penny sleeves just to get those ready. Oh, they're so slippery. Oh, they're so slippery. I'm only gonna need one of these for now, because I think I have 84 cards. I don't know. Y'all tell me if I counted correctly. But yeah, it's just a little plastic sleeve. Okay. Now, since I stopped collecting like 20 years ago, the cards that I have are, I think the newest ones might be from the third generation of cards, but I think I've only got Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon from the first two Pokedexes, the first two generations of games. So let's start with Gen 1, shall we? All right. I don't know the best way to do this. Do I show it on this camera? Should I show it? Oh, my background filter doesn't think the Pokemon card is a human, so it's not going to show it there. All right, well, we can look at them all Oh, oh, that's the positioning. Okay. So I think these are, how are these organized right now? Okay, these might actually be in Pokedex order already. So let's take a look. We've got Squirtle in a sleeve. This might be the most boring stream of all time. I don't know. Um, I've got such a soft spot for Gen 1 Pokemon. Um, I played Gens 1, 2, and 3 on various devices way back in the day. So those are really my favorites. Those have my heart. Um, should we put these into the binder as we go? I think so. For Gen 1, yeah. I think for the Gen 2 cards, we need to sort them also. So, all right. We got one card in a nice sleeve. Let's open this up. It sealed at the bottom? No. It's sealed at the top, sort of. Okay. I did not grab scissors, so if I need scissors for this, I might be doomed. Oh, there we go. All right. So it's got the little Ultra Pro logo down in this corner. I don't know if y'all could see that on the. Yo, this is my first time trying to show the camera, have a camera view of my table. So I'm definitely still getting used to this. All right, we've got the zipper up top. Pretty nice. And there's no like outer pockets or anything. Open it up. Okay, it's not quite laying flat. And we've got some protective layers. And okay, it's got the like black backing with the clear plastic. I think it's a pretty standard 9 pocket binder. Um, take all this paper out for now. And yeah, that's not a pocket, it's just there. It is pretty nice. I think it will be a little nicer if it will lay flat, but we might have to fill it up and weigh it down a little bit first to encourage it. So okay, I think for today, the plan is to put the Pokemon cards into the binder in Pokedex order, um, not leaving spaces or anything, just order the ones that I've got, um, and see what they look like in a binder. So, okay, first card, Pokemon number 7, Squirtle. Oh, oh, in the binder. I should not be this excited about this. Okay. So yeah, let's just go through it. That's from the Team Rocket set. Like I said, all of these are like 20, 30 years old cards. So, um, oh, this is from the Gen 2. This is one of the Neo sets. And I don't have their logos memorized, but this is Butterfree. Number 19. I think most of my cards are in like lightly played condition. So it might be a little worse than that. Oh, it's folded over. Wait, let me. That would bother me later. Okay. I really hope these are actually in sorted order. Maybe I should double check that before I start putting them in here in order. Okay, so after Butterfree, we've got Rattata, 19. We've got Pikachu, 25. A lot of Pikachu. Pikachu's my fave. We've got Raichu, 26. Nidoran female, 29. Nidoran male, 32. Erica's Clefairy, 35. Vulpix is 37. Ninetales is 38. Jigglypuff 39. Jigglypuff 39. Wigglytuff 40. I think this might be my only first edition card. And this is, I think, yeah, that's the jungle set. Because back in the day, they did first edition print runs of all the cards. Okay, we've got Meow, it's a 52. I don't know if this is focusing on the cards. It might be. Psyduck is 54. Growlithe 58. Arcanine 59. It appears that these are actually sorted. Poliwag is 60. Tentacool. Wait, I wrote this one down. Tentacool 72. Okay. The 72. Okay, yeah, there's just a big gap between those. Um so like I think this is a Quapalis. When they did the like e-reader strips on the sides. And for whatever reason they didn't print the Pokedex number on these. Okay. Slowbro is 80. Hypno is 97. Horsey 116. Gyarados 130. And like this is what I mean when I say the old sleeves are in bad condition. Because like this card is in pretty good shape. But if you see the like N, like why was I writing over top of these cards and leaving indents in the sleeves? When did that happen? But the card itself is in pretty good shape. Can I get it to actually show the N again? I don't know if you can see that. But that's Gyarados 130. We got Eevee 133. We got a ton of Eevee because Eevee's my second favorite. And we've got a few Eeveelutions. 134, 135, and 136. And then Dragonair 148, Dragonite 149, and Mewtwo 150. That's all of Gen 1. So let's go through these and sleeve them up. Rattata, this is also from the Team Rocket set. Um, so I originally got this binder with 360, like room for 360 cards, because I thought, okay, my priority is going to be Gen 1 Pokemon. There's 151 Pokemon in the Gen 1 Pokedex, so a 360, that'll be able to store all of Gen 1 two times over. So I can have like two of each Pokemon. And a little bit of extra room for like fun sets. We've got Lieutenant Surge's Rattata, and that's from the Gym 2. That's the Gym Challenge set. Um, and then the more I was looking at the sets that exist and the cards that exist and the cards that I have and the cards that I want, um, I think Gen 1, focusing on doing like a Pokedex set for Gen 1 is really going to be my focus. Um, and I think I'm gonna aim for a lot of Gen 1. This is the OG Pikachu, all right? This is oop, the base set chubby Pikachu that we know and love. It's not the Red Cheeks version. It's not the Shadowless version. I don't think I have any of the Shadowless print. But just your standard perfect little Pikachu. Like, how could this not be your favorite? I mean, I'm glad that there's the phenomenon where everyone's like every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon. I love that. I really do. Um, and I just happen to be a pretty basic person, and Pikachu is my favorite. This one is Pikachu from the Jungle set. Again, looking chubby and round and perfect. So I want to do, I think like long-term Pokemon card collecting goal is filling a full Pokedex. I want a card for every Pokemon, all 1,025 of them. Pretty soon we're gonna have Gen 10. I think we're about to be on 10 now, and there's gonna be more than 1025. Um, this is Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu, which is from the Gym Heroes collection, Gym 1. Um, So shorter term, I'm going to be focusing on Gen 1 up to Gen 3, plus some extras that I might explain later. We've got another Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu. This one is from Gym 2, Challenge. Yeah, Gym Challenge. Um, and so because I grew up with the vintage cards, I think I want to do a vintage collection of Gen 1. Um, but then there's also so many cool, more recent prints. Oh, okay, okay. Why did I do it like this? Do I have them in, like, the instinct in my head is to have all of the Pikachus and then do the variants like Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu after. But I think I put these in the print order. Um, and so base set, then Jungle, Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge. This is one of the Neo ones. This, oh, I can't tell the e-reader one. No, this isn't even the e-reader one. Oh, this is Emerald. Okay, so this is one of the like newest cards in my set, and it's 20 years old. It's 21 years old actually. As we established, this card can buy some beer if it really wants to. I don't really do that, but it could. Um, I think I'm gonna leave them in the order I have them in for now, because I'm gonna wind up rearranging them completely anyway, so I don't want to think too hard about ordering right now. So yeah, this is one of the Gen 2 Neo sets, Pikachu, little cutie pie. Um, so I think, all right, like bare minimum is get a Pokedex set for Gen 1, right? Get one of every Gen 1 Pokemon, sort of not caring about what set it is, what variant it is, what print it is, just get one of each. That's sort of goal zero. Well, goal one, I guess. Goal zero is just getting started at all. Um, so beyond that, I want to pursue full Pokedex for Gen 1, but with specific constraints, right? And so I want a vintage only set. I want a, oh, did the camera just changed for reasons? Oh, it probably was switching to like the macro camera. Oh, that's interesting. I'm using my phone as a webcam to view the table. And like I said, I'm still getting used to this. So yeah, this is the Pikachu from Emerald, which I think is a Gen 3 card set. Um, so of course, if you pay any attention to Pokemon cards, you'd know that I think it was last year, I think it was 2025, there was the Scarlet and Violet set, the 151 set, where they did a print run of every single Gen 1 Pokemon. And since I love Gen 1, I think I probably want to get a full set of that. Probably not a master set. Like, I'm not trying to get every single print um, or every single secret, but I think it would be nice to have a full Pokedex from that set. Okay, this is Raichu in the old, like, penny sleeve. Let me take it out. And this is the base set Raichu. And again, it's just like a happy little chubby little perfect being. I love them so much. And this one's the hollow foil. I always called them holographic, but I don't think that's actually right. So yeah, it's got the stars. And I think it might be a little bit scratched up. Yeah, there's some like defects on the surface of this card. So I don't know if it still counts as lightly played, but I'm happy with it. I don't think I'm ever gonna get rid of this collection. My vintage cards. They're too nostalgic. All right, we've got a Raichu going in the binder. Nice. Okay, and then we've got Dark Raichu. Take this out of its old sleeve. This is from the Team Rocket set, and I'm not sure how it's classified, but I think this might be the first secret card they ever printed, because this is 83 out of 82. And the earlier Gen 1 sets didn't really have secret cards. Um, like just it's so cool. Raichu is so cool. Um, See, again, you've got like a few scratches on it, but they're pretty minor. Get that in a new sleeve. Get that in the binder. Um, so yeah, get as I was saying with my goals, I want to get Gen 1 in any capacity. Hey Miwa, welcome to the stream. Raichu's your third fave of Gen 1. Wait, who are your first two faves? I'm not sure if I know this. Bulbasaur? Maybe? Yeah, false. First is Bulbasaur and second is Eevee. Oh, classics. Classics. I don't know if I even have a favorite starter from Gen 1. Um, I think I probably picked Squirtle back in the day. We've got our Nidorans going in the binder. All right, so as I was saying, the goals, we want Gen 1 Pokedex in any capacity. We want, you were gonna guess Squirtle. Yeah, if you give me options and one of the options is blue, I do have a tendency to choose the blue option. Um, that one's base set. Uh, so we want Gen 1 in any capacity at all. We want Gen 1 from the Scarlet Violet 151 pack. We want that full set. We want vintage only. And then I was thinking it might be fun to do a recents only, excluding the 151 set. Might be a bit more of a challenge. Oh, Erica's Clefairy. This art is so cute. Like I've got such a soft spot for all of the old card art. Um, and then I think I was sort of debating whether I should do a combined set for the hollow cards and like reverse hollows, and just get what I get. Or I might try to do a separate like full Pokedex of reverse hollows and then a full Pokedex set of hollows. Um, I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know if there are hollow versions of every Pokemon from Gen 1. Vulpix is one of my top tier faves. Um, like I think I'm so bad at picking favorites, but doing like a S A, B, C, F, whatever tier ranking of Pokemon I could maybe do. Except I have such a soft spot for Gen 1. I don't think I could give anyone below a B. Um, Realistically, I'm not sure I could give anyone below like an A. So I don't know how useful that would actually be, but okay. I've got a ton of Vulpix cards. Um, Most of the cards I have because they're cute. That's that's sort of the criteria for being a part of my collection is mostly cuteness, or at least it was for a long time. Um, Blaine's Vulpix. This is from Gym Heroes. Okay, that's one full page done. We filled the first page. I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't have that many cards right now. Markiplier's video on Smasher Pass Pokemon Edition. Oh yeah, I've seen some people do the Smasher Pass Pokemon, and that's unhinged. Okay, we've got Blaine's Vulpix. Uh, this is Gym Challenge, Gym 2. Um, so uh, what was I saying? Right. If you add up all of the different goal sets that I want just for Gen 1, um, it's somewhere in the like I'm gonna need 4 to 6 um Gen 1, which is a lot of cards. Because if you take 151 and you multiply it by 6, you get like 1,000. No, it's like 906, I think. Um, And so I'm probably gonna get a mega binder that can hold over 900 cards. Rocks full picks, this little cutie pie. Oh, 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 I almost forgot to sleeve it, y'all. Yeah, so I think I might get a mega binder for having 6 of every Gen 1 Pokemon. Um, which is silly. It's truly silly, but it might be what I have to do. And then I think this binder is going to turn into Pokedex for Gen 2 and 3. And then my like bonus collections, my extra cards. Brock's full picks from Gym Challenge. I think for the other gens, I really don't care about having multiples, unless they're like cute cards that I would just want to have in my collection an additional time anyway. Um, so I think Gen 2 and 3 are going to be able to fit in here. Um, all right, here we've got Brock's Ninetales. Let's get this out of this old sleeve. Oh, the sleeve is ripping. Do y'all see that? It's ripping apart. Oh, good. Oh, geez. 20-year-old plastic is not thriving. All right. Brock's Ninetales. This is a cool card. Um, so the bonus collections I want to do, um, are bonus collections that I've sort of already started. And they're mostly just so for like whatever random criteria I decide. Like I'm gonna have one sort of generic miscellaneous collection. Like I've been looking at cards. And there's some Pokemon that like I never played their game. I never like saw them in the show. Blaine's Ninetales, also very cool. Um, but since I've been playing Pokopia, now I'm familiar with them through that. And I'm like, oh, like I'm friends with Vespa Queen, actually. Like I'm friends with Excadrill. They're my friends, so I need them in card form. Um, and so I think I'm gonna have sort of a generic. Oh, yeah, the specific trainers thing. So in the first generation of Pokemon card sets, there were two of the sets were Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. They came out like back to back. And they were the like Gen 1 gym leader Pokemon. But it turned out to be pretty unpopular. This Jigglypuff's adorable. Um, because in order to play Blaine's Ninetales, you need to have Blaine's Vulpix. And so it sort of ruins like compatibility across the sets. And so it wasn't like a super popular feature. And so they largely stopped doing it, like outside of those two sets. And like they also had the Team Rocket set, which introduced the like dark Pokemon. And I think a later set introduced light Pokemon because I've got a few light variants as well. Um, and I know the more recent modern sets, they've got like Team Rocket Pokemon. I'm not sure if those have the restriction that they can only evolve from other Team Rocket Pokemon. But even then, that's like a lot more flexible if you've got like an entire expansion set that's all Team Rocket cards versus these like gym heroes and gym challenge. There's like 8 gym leaders. So if you want to have like a Brock deck, it's like really uh like limited. Um, Here's another Jigglypuff. Adorable. Um, and so the actual like themes that I'm going to be collecting by um one is cats and dogs because I am a simple creature and if you show me a little guy that's cat shaped or a little guy that's dog shaped, I'm going to think it's adorable and want to take it home with me. So I'm gonna have like a cats and dogs combo collection because there's a lot of Pokemon where they're a little bit both. And so rather than debate with myself whether a particular Pokemon should go with the cats or the dogs, I'm just gonna combine them. Um, and then I'm also gonna have a bonus collection for cards with flowers. If the card art involves flowers or potentially mushrooms or rainbows, it's gonna be in my little bonus collection. Um, I'm probably not gonna go too far out of my way to get cats or flower cards. Um, but as I find stuff, if it's cheap, if it's adorable, um, toss it in there, And I think that also is going to um it's going to give me a way to buy cards outside of my like specific Pokedex hunting and be a little bit more flexible with myself on just like, oh, this card's adorable, but it's like some random gen I've never heard of. Um, okay. We've got our third like sheet done. Meowth, prime example of a cat card. Look at that little cutie pie. And this is the jungle set. I think jungle was like so there's the base set, which is the first expansion set, and then jungle came out after that and was second, and then I think fossil came out and was three. And then they did base set two, which was just reprints of the first three sets. Um, can you tell that I've been reading about the Pokemon card sets nonstop for the past several days? I've got Misty's Psyduck. Yeah, so I do have a ton of the Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge cards, these like gym trainer specific Pokemon. And I think that was just like a timing thing with like at when I was at an age where I was collecting Pokemon cards, those were the most available ones. And it probably helped that people who are actually like doing the like competitive Pokemon games didn't love them. So they might have been cheaper to get than other expansions at the time. Blaine's Growlithe. Classic dog Pokemon. Classic. Oh, we've got another old, beat up card sleeve. He's actually out of frame. There we go. Blaine's Arcanine. That hollow is so shiny. I love that so much. Yeah, I've like low key already ordered some very cheap cards to grow my collection. And I think I'm gonna need to order a mega binder pretty soon so that I can start organizing Gen 1 the way I actually want them organized. Poliwag. I love Poliwag, and the whole line. This is base set 2. What a cutie. Let me actually get these out of the bag. I got a bunch of Poliwag too. I think I suspect in about a week or so, depending on when I actually place an order, you're going to see me reorganizing all of these cards into a new binder. But it's more fun that way, isn't it? We've got Misty's Poliwag, also a little cutie. And this one's Gym Hero. Another Misty's Poliwag. This one's from Gym Challenge. More adorable art. And I think it probably sounds very ambitious trying to get like 6 sets of Gen 1. We've got another Poliwag. This is from one of the Neo sets, I think. Um, this one's really cute. I love this art so much. Um, I do not actually intend to complete any of those sets anytime soon. There's going to be some sort of major blockers. I think most vintage Charizard cards are very expensive. It's like really difficult to find a vintage Mew. Because the Mew cards were like originally like a promo only. Um, this is Tentacool. I think this is the Aquapolis set. And I think this art is gorgeous. Ariel coded? Yeah, you're really not wrong about that. And we finished another page. Um, so that's 9, 18, 27, 36 cards so far. And I think we're like probably more than halfway through the stack for Gen 1. All right. Oh, I love this art. This is Light Slowbro, surrounded by flowers, and he just looks goofy in the middle of them all. Um, I think this is one of the last couple Neo Gen 2 sets. Because it's Neo Genesis, Neo Destiny, Neo Revelation, Neo. There's two D ones, I think, and I forget what they are. Okay. Out of its old sleeve, we've got Dark Hypno, which is some of the coolest art. It's just a bunch of glowing eyes in the background. Like I could hypnotize you with this card, actually. Dark Hypno in the binder. Misty's horsey. Little cutie pie. And I do have a few booster packs from like newer sets. because I simply could not help myself. And I know that like the most efficient way to get the cards is just like buying them individually. Um, but there's something so worthwhile about ripping open a pack of Pokemon cards. Um, like I'm not a gambler, but as soon as you make it cute, I suddenly am a gambler. Um, this is Shining Gyarados, which is yeah, it's 65 out of 64. Um, I don't know if that's one of the Gen 2 Neo sets or if that's something else. Um, but this is probably one of the most expensive cards I have. These guys are pretty rare, and it's just been sitting in a box for the past 20 years, which is wild. But yeah, Shining Gyarados is a cool little guy. Honestly, this one might be near mint. Like lightly, I don't know if near mint is no, near mint is a step above lightly played. I don't really know where the cutoffs are. It's got like a teensy bit of damage, like there's a white spot in the lower left corner on the back. Um, yeah, I think I'm probably not gonna grade any cards or like collect slabs. I just don't think that that's the part of the hobby that appeals to me. Um, but we'll see. This is Eevee from Jungle, some of the cutest Eevee art that's ever been made. I'm obsessed with them. In the binder. Oh, the plastic is so thin of the penny sleeves, which is sort of to be expected. This one's Eevee from Team Rocket. Oh, this card's got like a dent. It's got a crease on the bottom down here. I don't know if you can actually see that. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think it's actually obvious on the camera, but I don't care because Eevee's adorable. And so I think as soon as it gets like a crease, it counts as damaged, I think. Um, and yeah, you can see that crease, so that's a pretty significant crease. But this is Lieutenant Surge's Eevee. Eevee is always adorable. Even when it's in the gym challenge set and supposed to be intimidating, it still manages to be adorable. And this is another Eevee. This might be the Neo Genesis set. I don't know the Neo logos. Give me another like week and maybe I'll have them memorized. uh, I have a ton of Eevee. Okay. And now we get into the evolutions. I think back in the day, Vaporeon was my favorite evolution, or evolution rather. Back when there was only the three to choose from. And then Gen 2 came out, and there was Espeon, and a purple kitty with the double tail really appealed to me. So this is from Jungle. I think Espeon sort of earned their place as my favorite evolution, um, just by being so dang cute, really. And I think the original lore of Espeon and Umbreon is that it's like a friendship evolution, right? And then Espeon's during the day and Umbreon's at night. I do love Umbreon and Espeon. The Dark Vaporeon art is so good. Okay. Oh, it's time to turn the page. Boop. See, I'm gonna put all these cards in this, and then I think I might do a separate stream so that it's a separate recording, opening my little boosters, and then I can put those in the binder. And then I probably need to order a bigger binder to actually figure out how I want to like organize the cards more long term. I love the dark Jolteon art. And also for contrast, this is the light Jolteon art, which is also adorable. How do I hold both? Oh, wait, I can stack them. Oh, oh, they're just so good. I think Jolteon was also one of my favorites. I've always been fond of the color yellow. But yeah, again, I like hesitated there because the tricky thing with me is that like I will say that every single one was one of my favorites, and I mean it genuinely. And then we've got Dark Flareon. So cute, so good, so perfect. Mm, maybe. Oop, there we go. Light Dragonair. So gorgeous, so pretty, so elegant. Okay. And then these last two are two of the coolest cards that I own. This one, the hollow is a little bit scratched up. Um, and it's got a little bit of damage on the edge. But this is Dragonite with this like rainbow hollow pattern in the background. Very shiny, very reflective, very hollow, very good. Um, oh, and that's from the fossil set. I don't have a lot of fossil. Dragonite in the binder. And then we have Mewtwo. Got this out of the old sleeve so we can actually see that hollow. This is from the base set, and I think it's one of my other more expensive cards. I'm only sort of aware of that sort of thing. Um, yeah, I mean, Mewtwo, am I right? I feel like the original Pokemon movies probably shaped who I am as a person in ways that I could not even begin to pick apart and identify. I should rewatch those movies, actually. It's been a long time. You told me that someone and Eevee could be cousins, and I'm not sure who that was in reference to. Flareon. Oh, yeah. I really like the like dark evolution art, these three. They're all just like very good. Okay, so that's all of the Gen 1 cards that I have. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets. 5 by 9 is 45 plus an additional 7. brings us to 52 cards that count as Gen 1. Um, Mind you, that's not 52 Pokemon, because if we look back, I've got like 6 different Pikachus. I've got quite a lot of duplicates of my faves and the cutest art. So, um, I don't know off the top of my head how many Pokemon I actually have. I think it's around 30. Honestly, why not? We're streaming. Let's go through and count. Squirtle, Butterfree, Rattata, Pikachu, Raichu, uh, Nidoran, Clefairy, Vulpix, Ninetales, Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Meowth, Psyduck, Growlithe, Arcanine, Poliwag, Tentacool, Slowbro, Hypno. Okay, that's 20. So we're now counting from 20. Horsey, Gyarados, Eevee, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Dragonair, Dragonite, Mewtwo. 29. Okay, so I have 29 unique. You own the original Pokemon movie? I'm jealous. I'm actually so jealous. That's incredible. Um, I own 29 out of 151. So for now, they're here. They take up like 3 double-sided sheet. Um, that's exciting. That's beautiful. Uh, we should dig into Gen 2. I think it's going to be a lot easier to tell once I have them in the bigger book because I'm going to basically have like a little row, or I guess it's going to be 2 rows for each Pokemon. So you'll be able to see who I've got and who I'm missing. And I've seen a lot of videos of people at like card shows and stuff, where they'll have like placeholders in their binders to sort of show them like who they're missing. Um, I suspect I would just use post-its rather than like printing out nice placeholders, but I will probably do placeholders once my collection's like sort of stable. Or like if I was gonna go to a show and buy cards in person, I'd probably do placeholders before that. Just to like keep in mind who I'm looking for. But okay. Okay. Now, this stack, which is similar in size to the Gen 1 stack, um, is I think all Gen 2. There might be 1 or 2 Gen 3s in here, but I think it's Gen 2 Pokemon. Um, right now, I believe they're organized by type, mostly. So we're gonna go through these and organize them by the Pokemon number. Um, and then we'll put them in the binder too. Okay. We've got Sunkern is 191. Sunflora is 192. Hoppip is 187. Okay, so wait. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and so on. Yeah, that's gonna work out. Okay. More Hoppip. We've got Skip Bloom is 188. We've got Wooper is 194. This one's a reverse hollow. I'll show you them in more detail when we're actually going to put them in the binder, but okay, Wooper is 194, Quagsire is 195. Let me actually grab the other green one, or yeah, the mismatched ones at the back. Okay. We've got Meryl and Azumarill are 183 and 184, so they belong in this stack, and then Jumpluff is 189, so it's the back of this stack. Okay. Mareep and Flaffy are 179 and 180. Those in there. Cyndaquil, 155, cutie. Numel. Oh, did I look up Numel? I did not look Numel. I did not look them up. I have no idea what number Numel is. Hold please. I identified the few Aquapolis cards to look up their numbers. Numel's national Pokedex number is 322. Okay, so that's Gen 3. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave Numel on the side then. And I've also got this one fancy magical energy card, which is gonna go last. We'll get there when we get there. Okay, we've got Magby, 240, so 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Smoochums, 238. Pounder, 228. I would have guessed that Houndour was Gen 3, I think. Huh. I sometimes get Gen 2 and Gen 3 like combined in my head. 'Cause I didn't I like borrowed the Gen 2 games. Um, I didn't like own one. And so I only like played through Gen 2 like once-ish before I gave it back. Whereas Gen 3 I owned and played a lot. um, there's Togepi, there's Igglybuff, Sentret is 161. Miltank, I did look up, that's 241. Put behind Magby. Teddy Ursa, ooh, 216 goes here. Porygon 2 is 233, so that goes here. And then Snubble is 209, goes here. Okay. 155, 161, 174, 175, 179, 180, 183, 184, 187, 188, 189, 191, 192, 194, 195, 209, 216, 228, 233, 238, 240, 241. And then Nummel 322 was pretty far out there. Okay, let's take a closer look at these and start putting them in new sleeves and into the binder. And I think I'm going to leave a little bit of gap. Just leave these two empty just so that it's easier to tell where Gen 2 begins. As if I would ever forget Mewtwo, but we've got Cyndaquil. Adorable. I know Gen 3 I chose Mudkip. Um, and I did in fact like Mudkip long before it was a meme to do so, which is kind of hilarious personal lore. We got Sentret. Um, I think Gen 2 I might have actually chosen Cyndaquil. The Mudkip meme. So this was like mid 2000s internet lore. So I heard you like Mudkip. Um, and I like don't even really remember like the context of when this would be used. But this was very like lolcats era, can has cheeseburger, like contemporary with that age of internet memes. Igglybuff is so cute. They're floating on the cloud, or not clouds, they're floating on balloons. Adorable. Togepi. I think a lot of the cards I have are cutie pies who featured in the anime. And I do suspect that some of my affection for them is because of the anime. Um, so yeah, since these are Gen 2 Pokemon, all of these cards are going to be from the Generation 2 card sets or later. Um, and so all of these are the Neo sets. Mareep, the little yellow sheep Pokemon, little electric sheep. Absolutely adorable. This Mareep is even cuter. This Mareep is also adorable. But yeah, I think my plan is to slowly start filling out my Pokedex. You love Mareep and Fluffy, but not Ampharos. Honestly, that's valid. That's valid. I've got three Mareep cards, one Fluffy card, and no Ampharos card. So I don't know if that speaks to my preferences at all, but I feel um like the third evolution Pokemon um often are not cute in the same way that the like basic and like second stage are. Meryl. I am truly obsessed with Meryl. They're so freaking cute. Like just give me a little spherical guy. That's I just give me a little spherical guy and that's all I need. Um, oh, where am I going? Here we go. New page. All right. A hollow light azumarill. So shiny. So fancy. Sleeve this up. Yeah, I think I'm probably still going to stream Pokopia later today. But it might depend on how much this stream takes out of me. We'll see. Hop it. Once again, give me a round little guy, and I'm gonna love him. Truly, I'm easy to please. The more spherical, the better. You said it. That's so accurate, Mimo. We've got another Hoppip. Just so happy to be hopping around, growing a couple of leaves. Yeah, like I said, I have placed some orders for cards. Um, I've been on, I think it's tcgplayer.com, shopping cards, and it's like you find a seller that's doing vintage cards for like 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents each, and then suddenly you've got like a billion of them in your cart. And then the total is like $7 because we're all like 10 cents. This is Skip Loom and they're adorable. So at some point I'm gonna have some cheap Pokemon card hauls to add to the binders. Um, and I think I've been mostly, like I said, focusing on like vintage Gen 1 and the Scarlet Violet 151. This is Skip Loom skipping and Lumen through a rainbow, which is so freaking cute. Because yeah, I think my like flowers collection is going to include things like mushrooms and also rainbows. It's more about the vibe of flowers. Though I'm not trying to collect every grass Pokemon. Like it's not enough to be surrounded by grass, right? There's got to be that little something. Okay. We got another holo coming up. Get rid of that old sleeve. We got Jumpluff. They're just so happy to be around in the forest. That holo's really nice. I like this card a lot, actually. The like forest in the background. And so like if we were looking at this sheet, no flowers, no flowers, no flowers, no flowers. Skip Bloom, there's blurry flowers in the background, so that could count for the flowers collection. Skip Bloom, no flowers, but it's got the rainbow, so it counts. Jump Bluff, despite being adorable and full of joy, no flowers, no little extra special something to push it into the flowers category. So I think it would not make it. Sunkern. I think the flowers probably don't count if they like if it is the Pokemon. Sunkern and a little straw hat, but not quite Luffy's straw hat. It's got a bow. Adorable. And another Sunkern. This one's at sunset and it's still adorable. So yeah, in a few days when I'm reorganizing all of these, if I dare complain, um, remind me that I obtained joy from putting all of these into the binder the first time around. We've got Light Sunflora. So happy. The pile is dwindling. And we got Wooper. I love Wooper. Like really, it's like any Pokemon that smiles gets me. Wooper is just such a cutie pie. There goes Wooper. Amazing. Oh, and then I've got another Wooper. This is one of the cutest cards that's ever been made. And this one I have, this one's pretty scratched up on the surface. But this is a reverse hollow Wooper, and the art is two Woopers floating down a stream in an umbrella. There's a bunch of flowers in the background. Like this card is everything. The reverse hollow looks really nice. I think this is Aquapolis, um, with the like e-reader stripes on the sides. The e-reader stripe, there were like three sets that had the e-reader stripes. It was Aquapolis and I think Skyridge, and I think there was one other one that had some weird name. It was like Expedition. or something like that, maybe. Um, they were the only gens that had the e-reader strips. I don't know what you call it. And then they also, I think, were the first sets that introduced the reverse hollow. And now modern sets, like every card, you have the normal print and you've got the reverse hollow print. Got Quagsire being a little goofball. Um, and so that began back here in Gen Aquapolis is Gen 1, I think. It might be Gen 2. I mean, this is Wooper, so this one's Gen 2 for sure. I'm not sure if the first one was Gen 1 or Gen 2. Um, oh, hey, RVS Saboteur, welcome to the chat. You think it's Aquapolis? Yeah. Okay, we've got Quagsire down in the depths, being cute. I was gonna say that that Whooper was our last hollow because it was the last one in the sleeve, but that's not true because we've got the fancy energy, which we're gonna do last. So one hollow to end things out. Snubble, not smiling, but it is very dog shaped, very dog coated. The first Quagsire looks like he's in a claymation movie. Yeah, so actually the artist is Yuko Mori. And my understanding is that these are actually like little clay sculptures that the artist went and like photographed in the world. And so there's like people who collect cards by the specific artist. There's a lot of people who collect specific artists, but yeah, the little claymation ones are like cool in a very special way. Um, so yeah, let's put Snubble in a sleeve. Oh, another fave, Teddy Ursa. Oh, oh. And so like this is one where the cats and dogs collection would probably have some flexibility for other little mammal friends. So I think bear shaped could be invited. Okay, the camera gets confused when I get too close. Let's get Teddy Ursa in sleeve and away. Houndor, classic dog. Classic. Oh, it's Puccina and Mightyena are the Gen 3 dogs. Yeah. I was trying to think of it when I said that I wasn't like in my head I would have said that Houndor was Gen 3. But no, Mightyena and Puccina are the Gen 3 dogs. Porygon 2. Smoochum. Smoochum and Jinx are weird. They're weird. I'm not gonna lie. You kind of dislike the newer set. Yeah, I think I really like the older art styles. I think sometimes the more modern cards can be really cute, but it's not the same type of cute. Um, and yeah, I think everybody's got their own goals when they're collecting. I am probably not going to be one who's hunting for hints. Got little Magby. I feel like it changed my life when Gen 2 came out with all of the baby Pokemon. Um, like, what do you mean that this Pokemon we've known for years was an evolved form this whole time? It was a crazy time to be alive. And then we've got Miltank, goofy little cow. Is it in a field of dandelions? It's in a field of dandelions. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so that goes in here. And then we're down to two cards. We've got Nummel, Numel. And you know what? That honestly might be dandelion fluff floating around, which is a funny coincidence. Okay. And yeah, this is the Emerald expansion set, which was Gen 3, 2005. Okay. Um, yeah, why not? We'll put it on its own page. Don't want to think too hard about it. All right. And then my final vintage card of the ones that have been sitting in storage, not even in storage, just like in a box for the past like 2 decades. This is Rainbow Energy. It's a hollow energy card. And you can sort of see that. The camera's not picking it up super great, but there it goes. And get that in a nice new sleeve. Get that in the binder. Okay. So that is all of my Pokemon cards. My entire collection is contained in just a few pages of this binder. Um, this really is healing something for my inner child, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, is the Rainbow Energy the first Energy Hollow? I would believe that, yeah. Because what set even was that? Oh, that's from the Team Rocket set, so yeah, that's pretty early. Um, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get a bigger binder and rearrange the Gen 1 Pokemon. Um, and I think this binder will eventually be for a Pokedex set for Gen 2 and 3. Yeah, Dark Raichu was the first secret rare. I was pretty sure of that. Um, nice. Okay. So this was sort of an intro, my first stream of Pokemon cards. Like I said, I did get one little like booster set. So I'm probably gonna open that on stream at some point. I don't know if I'm gonna do that today or a different day. But I think we can probably end this stream about here. Thank you all for joining me in filling my first binder, organizing my vintage cards. I had some fun today. I hope y'all did too. But yeah, I think that's it for now. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Bye.